What's going on, Facebook? How's everybody doing out there? How you going? How's everybody doing out there? I am super pumped up to be here on this glorious Wednesday afternoon. It is Wednesday. It's 5:30, and it is, I always say, 5 o'clock somewhere. Welcome to the Wednesday Wine Down. I hope you have your wine. Tonight I have a most amazing, beautiful Cabernet. Yes, it's so delectable. This one is very fruit forward. It is a Raymond Cabernet. So if you want to know more about that, you can reach out to me. I can send you the details about that. But today I want to talk about don't sacrifice yourself for a relationship. It is very important that you do not sacrifice yourself for a relationship. I'll never forget years ago, I had just moved to Los Angeles and I was like, young whippersnapper, came to LA, got into a new relationship. And I don't even think I learned the town that much if I wasn't with the person that I was dating. And I was always with them. And when you first get in a new relationship, you just always want to be with this person. But the sidebar to that is that I also had some insecurities. So I always wanted to be with that person. And so with that, I never really spent time with myself. And you fast forward a year, and I could not have told you the things that I liked about living here in LA. I could have told you the foods that he likes and the places that we went. I stopped, understanding for myself what I really like and expressing that and leaving it up to someone else. And when that happens, you will lose yourself and you'll look up one day and look in the mirror and say, who the hell is this person? And you'll look in the mirror and you'll wonder what you want. You will understand that there are so many times I've asked a woman, what do you want? And she cannot tell me. And it's either she's lost herself or sacrificed herself for a relationship, for a career. That's another thing. For being an entrepreneur, you've sacrificed yourself. And so my objective is to not have you stay there. My objective is to have every woman tap into her heart and never lose herself. And if you do lose yourself, I'm going to give you these 4 tips that will help you get back into connecting with yourself. Y'all want to hear that? Give me a shout out where you're tuning in from. Let me know. Hey, Giselle, it's so nice to see you. Just give me a shout out. Say, hey, boo, hey. And let me know where you're tuning in from, whether you're in LA or San Jose, or I know Atlanta sometimes tunes in. I think I also still have someone in India who went down in my DM last week. So shout out to India. But definitely let me know where you are. So for those of you who do not know me, my name is Natasha McCray. I am the Love CEO. I teach ambitious, goal-getting women such as yourself to stop giving their best parts away and to start tapping into love so that they can have the love of their dreams. And we first start with you tapping into self-love and attracting all the other things that you want, because self-love and self-care is the foundation to anything that you want. It is the foundation to designing the life that you want. There's a lot of people who are designing a life without a foundation, and they're ending up being very miserable. So my objective is to create this space for you so that I can teach you how to tap into that. So today, don't sacrifice yourself for a relationship. That is the start. That is the start. I'm going to give you the 4 tips so that you can just hold on to yourself, honey. Hold on to yourself. Let's see. I have Inglewood. Hey, Nakia. Hey, Cassia from Los Angeles. Shout out to my good peeps tuning in from Los Angeles. It is such a beautiful day out here today. All right. So let's talk about this. When I went to counseling, it was back in 2003 after my second divorce. I was miserable. I just, thank God I had my kid, because I'd have to get up and take them to school and do things with them. And if I did not have that, I probably would have, tried to be a tortoise and put my head in a shell and never look up again. But I had a friend tell me about a therapist after my second divorce. And so I started going to this therapist and I started doing these group sessions. And in the session, she always used to say, do not sacrifice yourself. Do not die inside to keep something alive. Do not die inside to keep something alive. And that might be whether you're in a, romantic relationship. It could be a relationship with friends, with a girlfriend or a guy friend, or even family members, where you are dying inside to keep something alive. You are sacrificing yourself. And at the end of the day, you do not want that. You definitely do not want that. And sometimes it may serve you, because we do it for a reason, y'all. We do it for a reason. But in the end, you are going to be miserable. And I can guarantee you of that. And I know some people who would co-sign with that. So let me give you the 4 tips. Number 1 is have a regular check-in with yourself. If you were building a relationship with anyone else, you are going to have regular check-ins. Ladies, you know that check-in, you be having brunch with the girls, maybe not now. Some of y'all might still be doing it, but you definitely have like the happy hour Zooms. You're checking in with your friends. And if you're in a relationship, you have date night if you're not seeing that person every single day, and every day is date night. But you are checking in with your friends. You're checking in with the people that you are connected to. And so what I really want for you to do is to check in with yourself. Check in with yourself. Schedule it. Schedule it. And this might sound like, hey, I spend time with myself. I'm always with myself. But have you been in a room with someone who is there but not there? Have you ever been in a room with someone who's talking to you, but you can tell they don't see you? Sometimes that's what we do for ourselves. We do that to ourselves sometimes. And that's not cute, because in the long run, I believe you should know you better than you know anyone else. You should know you better than you know anyone else. So number 1, have regular check-ins with yourself. Sometimes that may look like journaling. Most of the time, y'all know, anybody who's in my coaching practice knows I'm gonna be like, y'all need to journal about this. Most of the time, that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be journaling so that you can get in touch with you. All right, so let's see. I have regular check-in with yourself. Thank you, Giselle. Hi, Sheila. Hey, my crew is here. All right, so having the regular check-ins with you. The next thing, number 2, is activate joy. You have to activate joy. And if you have not been spending time with yourself, and if you probably are looking in the mirror like, who the hell is she? You might not really be activating your joy. You might not even know where to start. But you want to, if you were, like back to the thing, if you were in a relationship, I bet you know what that person wants. I bet you know what they desire. I bet you know, oh, they are going to like this for that Christmas gift or that birthday gift. You know these things. If I asked you right now what you're going to get your best girlfriend for her birthday, you know the things that she's going to like. It is imperative that you know the things that you are going to find joy in. You want to keep a joy log. I would say it's really important for you to write these things down. You want to say, okay, this brings me joy. And you write it down, because on the days when you may not be feeling, yourself, or you might be feeling some kind of way. I like saying that. My sister hates that. You might be feeling some kind of way. You can activate joy inside of you. You can decide, okay, I know that this special lavender rosehip tea downstairs brings me joy. It makes me go, I know that for a fact. So if I'm feeling some kind of way, I can go make myself a cup of tea. And the minute I smell it, it can shift my mood. Another way is dancing. Having a dance party, like just wilding out, that shifts my mood. So when y'all see me on Instagram doing dance parties, it's not for show. It's to help bring you into a space that has helped me. So maybe I'm thinking that might help someone, as well. If you guys are listening, I would love to know, what are some things that bring you joy? Leave it in the comments. I'll come back and talk about that. So that was number 2. Number 3 takes number 2 to another level. And number 3, I want you to identify your likes and your dislikes. You have to know them, Because when someone asks you, especially I do this a lot in the Date Like a Boss challenge for the ladies who are out there and want to date or even are dating their spouse, if a lot of times when the spouse or someone you're dating says, hey, what do you want to do? The first thing you say, I don't know. I don't know. And then sometimes the person makes a suggestion and then you're like, nah, I don't want to do that. Come on. Come on. If someone says, what do you want to eat for dinner? I don't know. It's time you stop saying, I don't know, to what you like or what you dislike. It is okay for you to say, I really want this tonight. Or you make the decision as long as it's not blank. Like I honestly believe that when you understand your likes and your dislikes, this will be a filter for you having a life that feels good. I'm not saying life is all roses all the time. However, the standard should be a feel-good life. The exception should be when it doesn't feel good. And most of us think about it the other way around. We think, oh, someone having a life that feels good, that's the exception to the rule. Life just is hard. And no, it's not. The exception should be when it's a hard time. That's the exception. So you understanding your likes and your dislikes, taking that joy quotient to another level. Those things that can elevate your mood, but also you want to know these likes and your dislikes. Yeah, a feel-good life, Giselle. I know you know, honey, because you are tapped into that. You are tapped into that. And also doing the work that if maybe you're not. Okay, so I'm going to implore you to make a list of the 20 questions. Like if you were starting to date someone, you would have those 20 questions in the back of your head. Oh, I would love to know what kinds of food they like. Oh, I would love to know, their favorite movie. Oh, I would love to know how they like their eggs scrambled. Just like I watched that Runaway Bride with Julia Roberts, and she was always getting engaged and leaving the guys at the altar. And Richard Gere was going around trying to figure out, why is she doing this? What's happening? So he interviewed all the guys. And his very last question for interviewing the guys was, well, how does she like her eggs? And every single guy had a different answer. One guy would be like, oh, hard boiled like me. Oh, scrambled easy like me. Oh, fried like me. Don't be like that. You will be miserable. I want you to understand what it is that you like and what are the things you dislike. And number 4, repeat steps 1 through 3. And the reason I label that as a step is because don't be like when some old married couple where you just get comfortable with you and you're like, oh yeah, I know that. I know I like and don't like this thing, but you're just so comfortable. That's like when you're neglecting someone in a relationship. Have you ever felt neglected where someone just acts like they assume they know you? That's like miserable. When someone stops having intrigue and inquisitive heart towards you, you don't want to spend time with them. So what would make you want to do the 1 through 3 if you're not going to keep doing 1 through 3? And if you're spending time more with someone else than you're spending with yourself, that I beg to question that a little bit. So the way that you cannot stop sacrificing yourself or eliminate or prevent yourself from sacrificing yourself is to do these 4 steps. Do them often. And if you want help trying to get to this spot, I guarantee I have a self-care workshop that's coming up. I'm really pumped up about it. Some of y'all have been in the workshop. If you've been in the workshop, give a shout out to the workshop. I want you to join. It's free. This is the reason I do this is because I have a heart for women. And the reason I do this is because I know how much we are constantly giving to other people. And I truly believe you can have the life that you want. And by having the life that you want and designing it like an architect, you have to lay a solid foundation. And having your self-care will help lay that solid foundation for you. Having your self-care blueprint will make these things happen so much easier. I'm pointing to my notes, y'all. These things on my notes, so much easier. So in this workshop, I'm going to help you tap into being available to love and starting with you. Being available to love, starting with you. But the beautiful thing is that you are going to be able to walk away with your own personal life self-care blueprint. That is a free workshop that I'm offering to you guys. Sign up at bit.ly Alpha Self-Care Workshop. Invite your friends. It is going to be amazing. So I hope that you are going to take these 4 steps away and do them. I would love to hear from you. I would love to know how it feels when you try it. And if you're feeling like you looked at yourself in the mirror today and you were like, I don't know who the hell she is, just stop for a moment and start asking your questions, yourself questions, and say, who are you? What do you like? What brings you joy? All right, y'all. That's all I got for you today. I love you. I'm going to jump off, go have a little dinner, and then get on our girlfriends chat. For those of you who know, you know who you are. I'll see you in the girlfriends chat soon. You have an amazing, amazing day. Share this post. Someone needs to hear this. I know for a fact someone needs to hear this. So I would love for you to share this with your friends. You guys go out and make it a great day and have an amazing rest of your week. Bye. Cheers to you.